Pelosi takes Dems to dinner to celebrate shutdown. Military families have brutal response by Dan Lindsay, Politics U.S. News for MadWorldNews.com. House Minority Leader Nancy Crumbs Pelosi decided to take her fellow Democrats out to dinner for a little celebration following the government shutdown. Now the millionaire congresswoman is getting a brutal reaction from military families that she didn't expect. Nancy Pelosi invited all 192 Democrats in the House of Representatives out to dinner on Saturday, January 20th, 2018, following the government shutdown. The little get-together, 192 people, was reportedly held at a fancy Italian restaurant in Washington, D.C., where liberal lawmakers stuffed themselves while military families got hit with the bad news about not getting paid. It didn't take long for word of Pelosi's shutdown, quote, party to get out, and family members of military personnel took to social media with one brutal response after another for the demon hag from California. Politico's Jake Sherman was the first to tweet about the event, writing, Pelosi hosting a dinner for all House Dems tonight at Aqua Al 2, which started an avalanche of criticism. Pelosi hosting, one Twitter user by the username of Jeff Works for a Living laid into Pelosi and her liberal bottom feeders. Wow, my son in the military gets screwed and she's celebrating? What has this country come to? Jeff's first tweet asked his next two tweets for Pelosi were even better. I know he will eventually get paid. He called today worried. He has a wife and 3 wonderful babies here in the States, and he relies on the check to pay bills, Jeff wrote. He gets paid better working his normal job when not deployed. He is a police officer, and I'm very proud of him, he added. Wow. Jeff isn't wrong for feeling the way that way, nor is he alone. Another Twitter user with the username Bombards Body Talk wrote, hey, at Nancy Pelosi, how come you're celebrating while my son works and doesn't get paid? Gaslighting. The virtual whipping didn't stop there. Twitter user Kofefe Kimmy said, my son-in-law, one tour in Iraq, one tour in Afghanistan, and an army recruiter and daughter wonder how they'll buy groceries when they won't get paid. Oh, and their rent is due February 1st, but let them eat cake, right, Nancy? Cindy Zimmerman said at Nancy Pelosi, I will expect to see the invitations you send to my son, who is a United States Marine, and my daughter, who is in the United States Navy, asking them to dinner, and the part where you also pay their expenses. The budget is no place for this nonsense. Hashtag Schumer shutdown. My favorite response came from a user named Patrick, who said, must be nice to be able to not have to work, but yet afford such luxury. I mean, no biggie, right? Those military families, I'm sure, have their WIC in place and food stamps left for the month, and those men and women still have to work. What a sham she is, but she'll get reelected. Patrick hit the nail on the head. Pelosi will likely be reelected for the simple fact that she is from craphole California, where common sense was abandoned years ago. Yeah, these are just a few of the thousands of negative responses aimed at Nancy Pelosi's celebration dinner. The backlash makes it very clear that American patriots are fed up with Pelosi and the Democrats. they are sure to pay heavily in the midterm elections for deciding to put illegal aliens ahead of America's military men and women. In response to the Democrats in the Senate forcing the government shutdown, President Donald Trump also sent out a tweet saying, for those asking, the Republicans only have 51 votes in the Senate and they need 60. That is why we need to win more Republicans in 2018 election. We can then be even tougher on crime and border and even better to our military and veterans, you see. Speaker Paul Ryan, the other weasel there, tweeted, one party in one house of this Congress is deliberately holding our entire government hostage. You see, he comes out like, like he's, I don't really hold a special place for Paul Ryan. I don't like him. This did not need to happen, but it is important for people to understand why it did. It's important to understand it. Oh, okay. To which Twitter user Lori Olivia responded by posting a copy of the restaurant's menu. Nancy Pelosi is throwing a party at Aqua Al 2 tonight at $50 to $75 a plate, while military wives are scrounging through their pantries trying to plan meals from whatever canned goods they can gather until they can get paid. Generic peanut butter and pork and beans. Wow. Nancy Pelosi is throwing a party at Aqua Al 2 tonight, $50-$75 a plate. Okay. Pork and beans. In my opinion, the Democrats may have done us their biggest favor yet with this shutdown. Now, it shouldn't be very hard to gain those 9 seats in the Senate that we need after this politically motivated shutdown by the Democrats. Midterm elections are just around the corner, and Americans need to show liberals what happens when they prioritize illegal aliens over our military. And Trump was willing to make a deal with the DACA, but not the chain migration, because you'd have each one of them could bring 6 family members or something. It would be in the millions of people coming in. I mean, look, let's be real. Cut out a lot of the government spending anyway. Forget about DACA altogether, and and just ride it out. But it's hard for the military family. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure they must have some kind of fund to pay the military, because I don't even think the Democrats want this backlash from the military, even though they know they're not getting votes, but they don't want to look like the bad guy, which they are. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.